Al Tillman, I've been here since 2012. I know you were involved in the community long before you were in this public office. Why do you do it? Why were you involved originally? And now that you've held office for some time, why do you want to continue holding office?
Well, my whole thing, man, is a second chance. I got involved in community trying to teach young guys the importance of staying in school, gang members, the importance of changing their lives and living a second chance. Somebody gave me a second chance. The military changed and saved my life. And so, my father was shot and killed by law enforcement when I was 1 year of age. And I'm walking, living proof that, a second chance exists. And I just think young people need the opportunity to know that it exists. I joined the NAACP back in 2005, rose through the ranks, became president of the local branch, became a national conflict resolution person here for the state of Georgia through that organization. And community engagement is what I've been practicing. I'm proud to say out of all the commissioners, I'm #1 when it comes to community engagement. District 9, our community is #3 as far as less blighted district. And so those are things we're just proud of.
So you're probably the only candidate I've interviewed so far that's in office now. I'll ask a tough question here. What's one weakness you think, from before I get to the positives, what's one weakness you think that you can build on if you're reelected?
Well, I think the weakness is we just got to clean up this community. That's one of the goals going forward. This community is a filthy community. I think illegal dumping and folks just throwing mattresses and sofas in our community is something that we all as a community has failed at. And I think that's what you're going to see as a new initiative for me going forward. And so I think we can do a better job with that.
So based on your experience, you are unique, one of the unique ones that is in office now. How will it help you that you are already established as commissioner?
Well, being elected by my peers as the mayor pro tem is a huge feat. I understand community, and yes, you have to listen to the community. I don't just wait until election season to get things done. We were very instrumental after 25 years of building Fillmore Thomas Park. We had 28 meetings for Fillmore Thomas Park. We had 16 meetings that relates to Log Cabin Road improvement. We had 9 meetings for Eisenhower Business Improvement, the second most traveled street in Macon-Bibb County. We were instrumental in our blight funding for Napier Fire Station and the Deputy Precinct. Ban the Box initiative, where Georgia became the 14th state to ban the box. Meeting with President Obama's Justice Department, and he eventually signed into federal law 6 months before he left. And so I'm just proud of those things that have happened, and that the community know me, they trust me, and they know they get the real deal with Al Tillman, and they know that nobody's going to come in here and just take credit for what we've already done. So we just look forward to continuing the day-to-day operations, and I can't wait till June 9th is over so I can continue to do the work for the people and not just say what I'm going to be doing because it's election season.
One of the biggest talking points when I interviewed all the mayoral candidates and all the rest of the candidates too is crime, obviously, for Macon-Bibb. How do you fight crime while also, with the current situation with law enforcement and the fear that you see in many communities, how do you balance that, the fear, but also reducing crime?
Yeah. Well, I've heard those mayor candidates make promises and commitments about what they're going to do. They can't do anything without the sheriff's approval. We simply fund the sheriff, and through his initiatives, hiring 150 officers. No commissioner, no mayor can do that. Talking about somebody working and paying off child support, all that stuff is just false pretenses to get the voters riled up because it's popular to talk about the importance of liking and loving our sheriff department. The thing that we'll continue to do is offer opportunities through sheriff dividends that Commissioner Watkins and I help pass, and that we encourage young folks in our community, from our community, to become a part of it through law enforcement. If you want to see something change and different, you have to become a part of it. We're not going to go back and hire and ask those that have retired 25, 30 years, that's been a part of the problem for so many years, to come back. We're going to love and respect and teach those, hopefully through the sheriff department, that he will do sensitivity training and those sorts. So I'm not going to sit here and make a false pretense and say I have something to do with the sheriff department. We have absolutely nothing besides just passing his budget and supporting him. We have no control over the sheriff's budget. So when commissioners or those mayor candidates say that, they're not being honest. And I'm just sorry, it's just the truth. And the sheriff is busy trying to defend his office with a person that's running for his office. So he hadn't said anything either. But most of everybody knows that's elected official. Those candidates can't do anything with the sheriff department. So it sounds good, but I'm not going to give you that false pretense, my brother.
Okay. So speaking of budget, you mentioned the sheriff's budget there. You guys have been working on hammering out the county's budget for the upcoming fiscal year. How tough has that been with the pandemic?
Well, actually, it hadn't been as tough as it seemed, because what we've done is we're going to pass the same budget we did in 2019. The sheriff and all departments and all constitutional office will still receive the same amount of money that they've been entitled to receiving over the last couple of years. And so what we're hoping to do is, from the federal government standpoint, is Macon-Bibb County and the world, man, gets back to work, that things will improve. And we're hoping that, you know, the federal government, through some of those gaps, will pick up some of the costs. But everybody just got to tighten up and do more with sometimes a little bit less, man.
Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you wanted to hit on, why voters should vote for you again?
Well, the thing is, we're going to continue to do what we're doing in District 9. I think the voters understand that as we move forward, it's time to just partner and clean up this community. And we need buy-in from citizens, our solid waste department, our sheriff department, keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful Commission, and hold me accountable, because I'm real about cleaning up this community. And you'll see, your station will see that we're going to try to offer incentives through Visa cards and try and get the public-private sector to join us in this effort and holding those accountable that trash our community and our neighborhood. Because a lot of this stuff is not a government issue when you're talking about blighted properties. It's a people's issue, and people have to take charge and be responsible for their government. So, no, I think you covered everything. You know, I would encourage folks to put down the marijuana, cigarettes, and go out and get some of these great jobs that the Industrial Authority is bringing, like the Kumo Chai, Urban Tissue, and so many others that's available just with a high school diploma or something. So if that didn't work for you, go join the military. It helped save and change my life, man.
Al Tillman, running for re-election. Thank you, Al.
Thank you, sir.